Hello, my friends. For today's reading, we have the Peacock Person. I should say hello, my Peacock friends. Let's see. This is the air element. I don't know why I can't speak all of a sudden. My tongue is all tangled up. Okay. So, for Peacock people, inner beauty, compassion, assimilator of anything. The beauty of the peacock is unrivaled. It's easy to think it comes from the plumage, but the secret of the peacock is that the beauty resides within and extends outward indefinitely. This adept creature can assimilate or digest all experiences in life, so it does not harbor resentment, conflict, or past pain within its psyche. The peacock type is extremely rare. Not many of us have reached this advanced level of acceptance of the self and others. When in balance, confident and kind. When out of balance, can't digest situations. To bring it to balance, meditate on the navel. All right. And to help you determine whether or not this is your reading, we have the tea leaf cards. The month of April and the month of February should be significant to you. There's some sort of event or events that have happened in those months, or that you know are going to happen in those months, that will be important to you. I mean, it could be birthdays. It could be, like I said, events, marriages, graduations. Probably not graduations, but you get the idea. All right. Then we have Bull. Do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. And then we have an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. On the one hand, you shouldn't back down, but on the other hand, don't cross them. That sounds very challenging. I wish you the best of luck. Increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. And finally, a goal-oriented person. So, obviously your focus is on interpersonal relationships. It doesn't specify business or job. It could be personal, it could be professional. Nothing here about health or romance, but there doesn't have to be. We'll just go ahead and see what your question is. I'm going with the Animal Tarot. No. I really like this one better. The Mystical Moments Tarot. Ooh. King of Swords. Well, at least it's in the upright. Page of Swords. Unfortunately, reversed. Interesting. The Hermit. A Mermaid Hermit. Water element may be important to you. I just did a reading where it was 3 people, all of them in the water. So water, of course, symbolizes emotions. So we have King of Swords, Page of Swords. My first thought is actually that this is the same person, perhaps you, and that, I'm going to go with you, are looking back at some painful childhood things, whether it's outright trauma or just some unresolved issues. Now the Hermit, being a crossing influence. Also the Four of Pentacles, crossing influence. And the Star is a crossing influence. I don't think you're ready to move on yet. Perhaps you're not ready to deal with your community. This is your family, your long-term friendships. If you are really looking back to your childhood, to some difficult things that happened then that are not yet resolved, you may have to talk to people in your family or come to terms with it in some fashion. And it would make sense choosing to hermit while you deal with that makes sense. Also, we have the Star here, also in a crossing position. So the Star is your connection to the divine. It is a card of miracles. It is also a card of cleansing and clearing. So it does seem like there's a lot of healing going on for you right now that has to do with your community. And you are nearing the time when you should be coming out of your hermit's cave. You can't hide forever. Part of healing is coming out and, doing your physical therapy. Moving around, expanding, using new muscles, unused muscles, strengthening them. And that can be painful in and of itself. And this can lead to long-term changes in how you see your community, how you deal with them. You can think of, and this just came to me today, actually in an earlier reading, but so your community is kind of like a jigsaw puzzle. Everybody has their own, is their own piece. So they fit into this puzzle in their own way. And we have keys here, so that might be another image. But as you grow and change, you change shape. And you fit into your community in different ways. And sometimes it's smoother and sometimes it's not so smooth. And occasionally you even decide to leave your community. Maybe that's only temporary, maybe you come back, maybe you don't. That's going to be different for everybody. But clearly childhood issues and your community and healing is on your mind. Perhaps there are members of your community that are arrogant and boastful, and you do not want to cross them. But you are being called upon to be strong and stand up for yourself. There's a difference between crossing someone and standing up for yourself, although they may not see it that way. But let's see what the universe wants to say to you. Oh. So, you start off with the ladybug, so that's good luck, but also the white wolf, learning to be more independent, I think, to trust your own inner guidance, your inner knowing, which is very much a hermit activity. And we have head of the pack. Okay, alpha male to me is inherently toxic, and the dogs that are pictured in this card, oddly enough, are not the right breed. So this is it looks like a pack of sled dogs, but those are not the right dogs for the job. So I think you need to ask yourself, what does success really look like? Because it's not... This is definitely not a particularly positive card for me. Motivation is great, but are you doing things the right way? Do you have the right goals? Do you have the right concept of what success is? So over here we have equality, collaboration, team project, kind of the opposite of this alpha male idea, which is, there would be the, what is this person called? The arrogant, boastful person. That's the alpha male person. Instead, we have collaboration. So this would be being heard, but also listening, valuing others' input, discussing. A support group. So maybe you are actually going to a support group. The next card is about recovery, so it could very well be that you are in recovery in some regard, and that is leading to a need for, well, it's a, if you are in recovery, then you have a big challenge, let's put it that way. And that it may be time for some distance, for some solitude, which we got from the Hermit card as well. And this White Wolf. So definitely a lot of cards about getting stronger. You did get the Ladybug out first, so, that's heading towards an abundant life. It's a worthwhile goal. But you need to think about your methods, I think, of getting to this goal. So much rush, so much hurry. Not necessarily the best way to go. You have to walk before you can run. Is the pressure really on? Or is this something internal that isn't really helping you? You need to rise above it all, take another look, and do some planning, careful planning. Thoughts become things, so you need to build. That means you need to start with foundations. If you don't have foundations, it's not the time to get going. So the whole message here seems to be that while you do have some really important goals that you want to achieve, that you have to put other pieces in place first. That your approach may be off. So here we have, the wrong tools for the job, and we have this desire to rush ahead when what you really need is to listen, to see, to plan carefully, to continue recovering from whatever it is you're recovering from. Let's take a look. Yeah. All right. So, you seem to be in the middle stages of healing. You're getting closer. You had the Hermit in a crossing position, so you're not quite ready to leave that Hermit's cave, but you're getting close. Perhaps you're making a transition, an important transition of some sort. Remember, you are the peacock, so you are very good at transmuting things, taking one thing and turning it into something else. And it may be that you need to do that in particular in your community, whether it's family or lifelong friends. The nature of your connections may have to undergo some significant changes. This isn't a bad thing. You have the Star card here. The Star is about miracles and healing and connection to the divine. So as you heal yourself, it may have a knock-on effect to others in your community. Some may fall away, but some may be inspired to make positive changes in their own lives. You can be a guiding light to others. That is the goal of the hermit, of the hermit's journey. You go within so that you can bring forth your own light to share with others. All right, let's see about... I think today we will go with a shaman card. Or two. Let's see how many come out. I don't know why that seems so appropriate to you, but it does. Maybe because you had the falcon. Maybe because you had the peacock. A little bit of a bird theme, I don't know. Number 39, the owl. The essence. Owl is the master of the night. She can see situations with perfect clarity, more so when it is dark, and is able to discern truth when others are sightless. She helps you find your light and your lightness in the darkest moments of your life, and to embrace the night as your ally. Owl can bring you messages from the invisible world. She opens your ears so that you may hear the voices of the ancestors, and you may acquire their wisdom and make it your own. The invitation. Look around you, notice every detail, and find the hidden messages brought to you by the owl. Do not shoot the messenger. Be grateful to the friend who shows you what you have not wanted to see until now. Observe all the facets of the diamond without judgment. Remember that the facets you dislike are often mirrors of the parts of you that you do not want to recognize. Do not be afraid of the truth, as it will become your compass. The medicine. The owl guards against self-deception and insists that your motives be pure and transparent to all. What is the message you are not hearing, the situation you are not seeing with clarity? The owl invites you to wait patiently. Bide your time until it is right to act, then do so decisively with no hesitation or remorse. That's my feeling with you being with the hermit in the crossing position, is that you're close to the time to act. And you will have to act with strength and fortitude. It will not be easy. But there's a great deal of potential here. You can do this. Have faith in yourself.